Hey, today we're going to be talking about probability. Probability is if all outcomes are equally likely. The probability of a simple event is a ratio. So ratio, we think of fractions that compares the number of favorable outcomes, so what you want, to the number of possible outcomes, so your total possibilities. So here it's written as our fraction, our ratio, is the number that you want over your total options. One thing to know about probability is your answer will never be bigger than 1. Because that would mean that it's more than 100% likely, which is impossible. So your number should never be bigger than 1. Our first example are using a number cube. It's just a normal number cube. So we have options 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we could roll. We want to write it as a fraction simplest form, as a decimal, and a percent. So when you write your answers for probability, you can write it as any of those three. Here to start off with, we're going to work with all three, so we're familiar with it. Number 1, we want the probability of it being an odd number. So our odd numbers are 1, 3, and 5, which means we have 3 options. So the number we want is 3. Out of the total options, the total is 6. That reduces down to 1/2. As a decimal, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. As a percent, it would be 50%. So you just move the decimal over 2 places to the right. This would be our answer. Number 2, we want to roll a 5 or a 6. So that means we have 2 options, that 5 or 6, out of a total 6 options. That reduces down to 1/3. 1 divided by 3 is 0.3 repeating. As a percent, that's 33.3 repeating percent. Number 3, we want a prime number. A prime number is a number that can only be divided by 1 in itself, and 1 is not prime. So 2 is prime because we can only divide it by 1 and 2. 3 is prime, we can only divide it by 1 and 3. And 5 is prime, we can only divide it by 1 and 5. 4 is not prime because you can divide it by 2. 6 is not prime because you can divide it by 2 and 3. So we get 2, 3, and 5, so 3 options out of a total 6. And again, that's going to give us 1/2, 0.5, or 50%. Number 4, multiple of 2. That's numbers I can multiply by 2 and get a whole number. So 2 times 1 gives me 2. 2 times 2 will give me 4. 2 times 3 gives me 6. And I can't go any higher because I can't roll anything bigger than a 6. So that's 3 options out of 6. Reduces down to 1/2. 0.5, or again 50%. Number 5, we want a factor of 6. So that's numbers I can divide into 6 and get a whole number. So that's 1 because 6 divided by 1 is 6, 2, 3, and 6. 4 and 5 would not be a factor because 6 divided by 4 you get a decimal, 6 divided by 5 you get a decimal. So we have 4 options out of a total 6. Reduces down to 2/3, which is 0.6 repeating, or 66.6 repeating percent. Number 6, we want the probability that is not a factor of 4. Our factors of 4 would have been 1, 2, and 4. So the numbers that are not a factor would have been 3, 5, and 6. So these are the options we want. So we have 3 options out of 6, reducing down to 1/2, which is again 0.5 or 50%. Now we are going to look at an example with a table where a school drawing is going to happen with the 7th graders to see who's going to have lunch with the principal. There were 40 boys participating and 44 girls. Only one student is randomly selected to win. And we're going to find the probability of each event. They want us to write it in fraction in simplest form. The first thing you need to do is figure out your total number of students who participate in the drawing. So you could do 24 plus 20 plus 10 plus 16 plus 14. You could also do 40 boys plus 44 girls. Either way, it's going to give you a total of 84 students who participated. So probability that someone from Miss Casey's class is going to win, there were 24 students who participated out of the total 84. We can divide both numbers by 12. and we're going to get 2 over 7. Number 2, probability that it's going to be a boy. There were 40 boys out of 84 total students. Can divide both numbers here by 4. We get 10 over 21. Number 3, probability that someone from Mrs. White's class is going to win. 10 students participated out of total 84. We can divide both numbers. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at winners. 20. So divide both by 4. We're going to get 5 over 21. Oops. Number 4, probability that someone from Mr. Schott's class will not win. Well, we need to figure out the total number of students who are in all the other classes. So Casey was 24, White was 20, Winners was 10, Spears was 14. So the number of students who are not in Mr. Schott's class is 68. So 68 possibilities out of the total 84. We can divide both numbers by 4 and get 17 over 21. Number 5, probability that's going to be Winters or Spears. There were 10 students in Winters' class plus 14 in Spears' class, so that's 24. So 24 out of 84. Again, that's what we had from number 1. So divide both by 12, and we'll get 2 over 7. So chances are the winner won't, out of these options, the winner won't be in Mr. Schott's class because that'd be the biggest probability. The next example on the next page involves a spinner. All of the numbers are equally divided. We got numbers 1 through 8. Number 1, we want to find the probability that's going to be a multiple of 3. Multiples of 3 would be 3 and 6. So I get 2 out of, I have 8 possibilities. 2 over 8 reduces down to 1/4. Number 2, the probability that it's going to be a white space. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 possibilities out of 8. Reduces down to 1/2. Number 3, we want a factor of 8. So that'd be 1, 2, 4, and 8. So 4 possibilities out of my total 8 is again 1/2. Number 4, probability that it is not a prime number. So my numbers that are prime, well, let's just go through not prime. So 1 is not prime, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 4 is not prime, 5 is prime, 6 is not prime, 7 is prime, 8 is not prime. So again, 4 out of 8 possibilities, that's going to give us 1/2. So that's it with probabilities. So just make sure you have the number you want on top out of your total on the bottom. The important thing is remembering what a prime number is, what a multiple is, and what a factor is. So if you need to look back over the video, that'd be fine. And that's it.